What's good, sports fans? Are you ready to elevate your live entertainment experience? Well, let me introduce you to SeatGeek, an amazing platform that connects you to your favorite events while saving you money. With SeatGeek, you can easily find tickets for sports games, concerts, and so much more, all in one place. The interface is user-friendly, making it simple to browse and compare prices. And one of the best features is the interactive seating chart. You can see exactly where you'll be sitting and how much you'll be spending, ensuring you get the best value for your money. But here's the best part. Check this out. By using my promo code, ChalkItUpSports, you can enjoy a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. That's right, $20 off your first SeatGeek order. Imagine catching that thrilling game or concert without breaking the bank. It's a win-win situation. Plus, you'll be a part of a community of fans who eat, sleep, and breathe live events just as much as you do. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description to download the SeatGeek app today. And don't forget to use my promo code ChalkItUpSports for a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. Get excited. Now let's get back to the show. What's good, beautiful people? This is your boy, Tone DeShields II. You guys are locked in on another dose of Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. Means a lot to be here with you guys. As always, make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Goes a long way. The show, the content, none of this works. None of this moves without you, beautiful people. So make sure you guys are on the right side of history. Make sure you guys continue to stay engaged and make sure you guys stay active. Listen, we had a great day yesterday, right? We had a lot of views, more views than normal. That like button had a great day as well. Let's try to repeat that, right? Let's try to get to our goal, right? Let's try to get to our goal of, yesterday the goal was what, 300 likes? That was the goal. You know what? Let's try to do that again. Let's try to do that again, right? Let's try to get to 300 likes today, if possible. And that goes for you guys also who may be watching the show on your own time. Maybe you can't catch it live. I totally understand. You got obligations. And sometimes time just doesn't add up. So I made sure that the show is not only available on YouTube for you to double back and watch and listen. I wanted to make sure you guys can check it out on other platforms. So you can also check the show out, the content out on Apple Podcasts. You can listen at your leisure. And you can also check it out on Spotify, where you can listen and watch it at your leisure, hands-free. That's the beauty behind Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can lock your phone, put it in your pocket, and you're good to go. So just make sure you guys stay engaged, stay active. Keep smashing that like button. It means a lot, man. And also, make sure you guys give me a good review on Spotify. Give me a good review on Apple Podcasts. All that stuff goes a long way as well. It helps Apple Podcasts and it helps Spotify continue to push the content forward, right? So we're not only trying to grow on YouTube, right? We're also trying to grow on Apple. We're trying to grow on Spotify. So again, make sure you guys lock in on that and continue to help your boy. It means a lot to me. All right. So we all know who our matchup is this week. Eagles, Rams, going to be really exciting. The game is going to take place, I believe, on NBC at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So that's going to be really exciting. You can check that out on NBC and check it out on Peacock. Unfortunately, Peacock not paying me to say that, but just want to make sure all you guys can check the game out. But I'm really, really excited about this. I'm really, really excited about this one. This is good because, I'm seeing a lot of people continue to doubt the Eagles. And I'm seeing people question whether or not we can replicate what we did to them before. And I just have a hard time believing, I have a hard time not believing that we can. I have a hard time thinking that we're not going to be able to replicate or at least somewhat mimic what we've done or what we did to them. And also, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Nick Sirianni hasn't lost to Sean McVay. He's undefeated against Sean McVay and the Rams last time I checked. And I believe Vic Fangio has had Sean McVay's number as well. So the odds aren't necessarily in the Rams' favor as it pertains to the coaching matchup. I know a lot of people love to say Sean McVay is this football guru and he's the smartest guy on the planet. There's no coach out there like Sean McVay. Listen, I respect Sean McVay's gangster. I respect Sean McVay's knowledge, his football acumen. Trust me, I respect it to the umpteenth degree. But at the end of the day, it's not always the smartest guy that gets the girl in the end. It's not always the smartest guy that gets the job or get the opportunity. It's not always the smartest guy who wins the prize in the end. You feel what I'm saying? It's the guy who maximizes the opportunity. It's the guy who's most equipped to handle the task at hand. So we'll see how it goes. I pretty much know how this thing is going to go. I've been exercising a lot of foresight this season, and I've been living in it, living and dying by it. You feel what I'm saying? So my confidence is at an all-time high. I look at the Rams, and I see a team that's talented but young, especially on the defensive side of the ball, right? Talented at quarterback, talented at receiver. They're talented on the defensive line, right? You know, they got a young corner in Witherspoon who's getting better, right? But they're just not built to run 4 quarters with the Philadelphia Eagles. It's the truth. They're not built to run 4 quarters with the Eagles. You know, I don't mean no disrespect. I don't mean no harm. But it's just the sad reality. But it's okay though. It's okay though. You know what's really weird about it too? I haven't seen any Rams fans come out the woodworks. Where the Rams fans at? Where the Rams fans at? Because I'm looking for y'all, but I can't find y'all. Where y'all at? Come outside. Matter of fact, get down. They shooting out here. Get down. Everybody can't come outside. Everybody not built for it. Everybody not built to be outside when the bullets is flying. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody ain't got it in them. So I can understand why the Rams fans is laying low. I ain't seen one yet on social media. I ain't seen them anywhere. I don't know where they at. So somebody help me. Somebody help me. So nonetheless, man. I want to get into this matchup a little deeper. I want to get into some of the details as it pertains to the Rams, because the way we the last time we played them, the last time the Eagles played them, they took advantage of their weaknesses. They took advantage of their weaknesses, like flat out. Like we didn't really overthink the matchup. We just said, you know what? They suck at this. We're going to attack this. And I think that's why people hate the Eagles. Because we don't overthink the game. A lot of people want us to, oh, you don't throw for this amount of yards. Since when does yards or passing yards equate to winning? Dan Marino threw for all the passing yards in the world. Did he ever win anything? Didn't ever win anything. So I want to get into their weaknesses. I want to get into the thing. I want to get into what makes them tick, right? We know the Philadelphia Eagles, they can run the ball. They're very efficient passing the ball, not a high volume passing offense at all. But if necessary, they can. They have the tools to do so. They have the quarterback, they have the receivers, the offensive line to do so. But they're not a high volume passing offense that is the Eagles. They're more so a run first team, run first, pass later. You feel what I'm saying? but that doesn't mean they're not equipped to get it done. So I think we know what the game plan is going to be for the Eagles going into this game. I think the Rams know what the game plan is too. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Los Angeles Rams, that is, tried to overcorrect what their issue was. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to overcorrect their weakness. But the thing is, there's only but so much you can scheme up as it pertains to run defense. There's only but so much you can scheme up. I'll put it to you this way, and I'll bring it up on screen here. So we're looking at some metrics for the Rams defense, okay? We're looking at some numbers here. So on the season, now granted, the Vikings, when they played them, they only gave up 9 points. Very impressive. They held the Vikings to 9 points. They forced 2 turnovers, sacked the quarterback like 9 times, something like that. It was a great game for their defense, right? A great confidence booster. But I'm not buying that defense is like that. I'm not buying it. As a matter of fact, let me double check something here. It says here that the Rams held the Minnesota Vikings Sorry about the connectivity issue, you guys. Sorry about that. Sorry if we're going through a little bit of a Wi-Fi connection issue. Sorry about that, you guys. Want to make sure you got me. Okay. So, like I was saying here, where was I? So, according to that Rams-Vikings game, they held the Vikings to 90 rushing yards. I'm sorry, they held them to 106. They held them to 106 rushing yards, right? And honestly, if the Vikings would have leaned on their running game a little bit more, maybe they would have had a better result. But they got down early so quickly. Sam Darnold hurt them so badly, they couldn't really lean into their running game. But the Vikings were averaging almost 5 yards a carry. They ran 22 times, 4.8 yards per rush, 106 rushing yards. 106 rushing yards. They can get ran on. And trust me, we know that all too well. We know that all too well. And the Vikings don't really run the ball. That's not even what they really want to do. They're a passing team. But when I'm looking at this Rams defense as it pertains to stopping the run, what happened against the Vikings is exactly what they give up. Over 4 yards of carry on the ground, which is 26th in the league. They give up 128.7 yards rushing per game. 21st in the league. They can be ran on, and trust me, we know it all too well. The last time the Eagles played the Rams, what did that score look like? What did those rushing stats look like? I think the Eagles rushed for damn near 300 yards. Saquon Barkley had over 300 yards from scrimmage. Like, is this really serious right now? The Eagles ran for over 300 yards. And the Eagles held them to 92 yards rushing. And you know what the Rams did against the Vikings on the ground? The Rams only ran it for 90 yards. They ran it 22 times. And they had 10 penalties. So they can't stop the run. They're undisciplined. And you can score on them. I'm trying to figure out where the Rams have the advantage. Now, some will say, hey, look, that defensive line, they're shifty, they're quick. You know, they can get to the quarterback. Hey, listen, their D-line is young, they're twitchy. I actually like their defensive line a lot. You know, Jared Verse, Fisk, Kobe Turner. They got bodies for sure. But they're heavily reliant on their defensive line. Heavily reliant. Which that defense when they're not getting pressure. And if the weather's going to be bad, oh my God, that's in our favor. I heard it's going to be snowing in Philly. Is it true? Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. The bottom line is their D-line they're smaller. They're athletic, but they're smaller. And they're not going to be able to fill those gaps. They're not going to be able to handle guys like Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, Cam Jurgens, Mekhi Becton. They're not going to be able to handle those guys for 4 straight quarters. They're going to wear down. They're going to wear down. And if the weather is going to be a little murky, that goes even further in Eagles' favor. You need a running game. The Rams don't have a consistent running game. They don't. Listen, I like Kyron Williams. He's okay. But he has a fumbling problem. He fumbled against the Vikings, but they recovered it. He has a fumbling issue. And then Blake Corum is done for the season. They don't have a real running game. And their starting running back has a fumbling problem. And it's going to be chilly. You see, this ain't going to be like a dome in Arizona or, that retractable roof you got in LA or Inglewood. This ain't going to be that. This ain't going to be that. This is going to be bully football. If I'm Kellen Moore, this is a heavy run game, play action, a heavy RPO game, drag routes, the quick slants. This game was catered to the Philadelphia Eagles. Even the Rams' pass defense, it's not the best. It's not the best. Opponents are completing 65% of their passes against the Rams. Opponents are averaging 7.5 yards per attempt. Opponents are averaging 219.5 passing yards on this team. Now they get home. Their sack percentage is very high. They're top 10 in the league as far as sack percentage. They can get home. But Jalen Hurts is not Sam Darnold. He's not Sam Darnold. You see, when you look at Sam Darnold, we all knew he was fool's gold. We all knew Sam Darnold's time was coming. We knew was waiting on the body bag. We knew Sam Darnold couldn't hack it. We knew Sam Darnold was not the guy they thought he was. And the Rams proved that. And we're going to prove that Rams defense is not what they think it is. It's very simple. We're going to prove this. We're going to prove this. We've done it once. We're going to do it again. Because I don't care how much you scheme up. What's my man's name? The grandson of Don Shula. We're just going to call him Shula. Shula, the way you played the Vikings, if you play the exact same way, you're cooked. You're cooked. If you double back and really pay attention to how the Rams defended the Vikings, if they play us that way, they're cooked. It's really no way around this. There's no way around this. Your D-line is too small. They're too young. I promise you guys, if their D-line doesn't get home, it's a wrap. And on top of that, they're not the greatest on third down defensively. Ranked 19th in the league on fourth down. Now, I will say this, right? I will say this. Their red zone defense is top 10. So they do a pretty good job in the red zone. They are top 10 in that regard. And the Eagles have to do a better job in the red zone in comparison to that Packers game, right? So look, it's going to be a competitive game. The Rams are not going to lay down. That pass attack can hurt you. Let's not get it twisted. That pass attack can hurt you. But if you win first and second down, keep them in third and long situations, our guys are going to be able to tee off. Our guys are really going to be able to tee off. Let me read this super chat. My man, Mr. Manu, he says, yo, Tone, just want to say you're the man, bro. Mr. Manu, thank you so much, my guy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And also, you guys, make sure you guys continue to smash that like button. Our goal for today is to get 300 likes. If you guys are just hopping in, our goal is to get 300 likes. And that goes for all of you guys who may not be watching live, right? If you're not watching live, we still want you guys to hit that like button. So everybody that's in here, we got over 150 people in here. Make sure you guys hit that like button. It goes a long way. It goes a long way, right? I want to talk about it. I want to talk about something. I want to talk about something. And thank you, Mr. Manu, for the super chat. You know, I've been seeing a lot of people try to make a thing out of A.J. Brown reading on the sideline. A lot of people are really trying to make a thing out of it. And obviously, A.J. Brown could have been more involved in the win on Sunday, right? He had 3 targets, only 1 catch for 10 yards, right? But also, A.J. Brown was a little hobbled. But regardless, though, I felt like you could have been more creative in getting him involved in the game, right? So that goes without saying. But as far as just the act of him reading and the contents of what he was reading, you see, people like to have it both ways. And people have a misconception about what's going on those sidelines. They got a misconception about what's happening on those sidelines. You see, they think that, hey, you're supposed to be 100% glued to what's happening on that football field. And I'm sorry, that's not the case. When defense is on the sideline and offense is on the field, hey, defenses, they're talking to each other. They may be having some laughs or whatever it may be. You know, they're looking at the iPad. And once they get that done, they're pretty much just waiting on their turn. You know, they're watching the Jumbotron maybe. But for the most part, those guys on the sideline aren't doing much. Same thing goes for the offense. The offensive guys, when they go to the bench, they're just, they're looking at the iPad, they're listening to the wide receiver coach. And once the message gets through, they're pretty much waiting their turn. So A.J. Brown, again, didn't have the game he wanted to have. And a lot of people feel like, or attributed his reading to frustration. And let's just say, hypothetically, he was frustrated. Let's just roll with that. Let's just say he was frustrated. Let's just roll with that, right? How would you guys like him to display his frustration on the sideline? I'm curious. I'm curious. Let's roll with the fact that he was frustrated. Let's roll with it. How would you guys want him to display his frustration on the sideline? How do you guys want that displayed? I'm curious. I'm genuinely asking. See, they keep calling it antics. They keep calling it antics. What are we talking about? Antics. What are we talking about? Do you guys know what antics are? Stop letting the media manipulate your mind. Do you know what antics are? Do you know what antics are? Antics is somebody trying to be a distraction. Antics is somebody trying to wreak havoc. Antics is somebody trying to be a disruption. Do you guys know what antics are? Y'all let the media use these trigger words or these hot words, these hot button words, and y'all roll with them. Y'all roll with them. And I don't understand why. He's sitting on the sideline, quiet, reading a passage from Inner Excellence, a novel that helps with mental health, in particular when it comes to sports athletes. And this is the problem when it goes back to you guys not knowing your players, not knowing what they've been through, not knowing what they've experienced. You got so many people trying to play judge, jury, and executioner. You got so many people trying to play judge, jury, executioner. He not Stephon Diggs on the sideline. He not a Terrell Owens type, no disrespect to the GOAT. He not that. He's not a Tyreek Hill. He's not that. A.J. Brown has been very vocal about keeping his emotions in check because he's a very passionate player. Or because there's going to be games where things don't go your way. But we all know number one wide receivers want to be a part of the game plan. Why are we acting brand new? Number one wide receivers want to be a part of the game plan. And there's going to be games when they're not. So it's going to be important for you to get that block. It's going to be important for you to, hey, we need you to be a decoy here. It may be like that sometimes. And A.J. Brown knows that in his mind. But sometimes the emotions get the better of you. So what he does is try to keep that in check by always referencing his favorite passage from a novel or from a self-help book that helps keep him level-headed. Now, sure, if he had like 10 catches for 100 plus yards, will he be reading the book? Probably not. But there's evidence of this brother having this book throughout the season. There's evidence of it. And we all know in playoff football, there's more cameras. There's more cameras in playoff football versus a regular season game. There's more cameras. So I'm not going to overreact to A.J. Brown reading a book that's helping keep him focused on the game, helping him focus on the main thing. You got guys that meditate on the sideline. You got guys that pace on the sideline. You got guys who yell on the sideline. You got guys who display whatever they're feeling in different ways. And y'all trying to make me, some of y'all trying to make me make me emotional about a guy that's reading a self-help book. He not on the sideline reading Harry Potter. He's not on the sideline reading Harry Potter. He's not on the sideline reading Twilight. He's not reading the latest Jack Reacher novel. So please.
The cap.
Stop it. Stop it. He's not sitting there reading the pamphlet to Cancun. And it's not like he's reading some brand new book. It wasn't like he was on the sideline licking his finger, turning the pages, looking up. He wasn't making a spectacle out of himself. That book is worn, it's highlighted, it's underlined. That book has a lot of wear and tear on it. I was listening to Steve Smith. I was listening to my man Steve Smith, and I love his perspective on it because he basically said, I love what A.J. Brown's doing because at the end of the day, you know, and I'm paraphrasing, but you know, he was a passionate wide receiver. And sometimes we have to challenge ourselves and do different things to help us keep ourselves in check. Help keep ourselves in check. You see, some of y'all want him on the sideline some of y'all want him on the sideline pouting, staring at everybody. Some of y'all want him on the sideline in Jalen face. We done been there, done that. And y'all don't like that shit. So if he decides in between drives to read a passage that keeps him grounded in the football game, that helps him become a better player, you see, y'all pick and choose. Y'all pick and choose. You see, A.J. Brown is what he is, not just because of his physical gifts. He is who he is because of who he is up here. How he's the level of discipline, the level of commitment to his craft, that comes from up here. That's not from the gifts. That's God-given. Y'all talk shit about that book now, but that man done had all pro seasons back-to-back years in Philly. And that book has helped him keep himself grounded and focused as an individual. So I'm sorry. Maybe some of you guys aren't tapped into your inner excellence. Some of you guys may not be tapped into your inner excellence. I get it. I get it. All I'm saying is, y'all can't have it both ways. Y'all can't have it both ways. We all know, anybody who watches this game understands that in order to play, not only in the NFL, but specifically, everybody knows in this league, in order to be a number one wide receiver in the NFL, and let's be honest about this, there's only 32 of those jobs in the league. There's only 32 openings at the number one wide receiver spot. You think those guys got there by being soft? You thought those guys got there by being passive? You thought those guys got there by being diplomatic or just being angels or whatever? You don't get to be a number one wide receiver without being a little cocky. You don't get to being a number one wide receiver without having a little arrogance attached to you. You don't get to being a number one wide receiver in the NFL without having a little edge, a little swag, a little juice, a little passion behind your game. You don't get there without that. So why are we trying to strip the beast out of the dog? Why are we getting mad at the dog trying to tame his inner beast? Tell me that. Tell me that. Why are we trying to take the beast out of the dog? Help me understand. Help me understand. Everybody want it their way. Everybody got an opinion about something. Even me, I got my opinions about something. But let's be honest about this. Would you rather have a player you got to push to the ledge or pull off? A.J. Brown knows himself. He's trying to keep himself just off that ledge. And if it means he checks out inner excellence here and there in the game just to ground himself, I'm all for it. I want my players to do whatever it takes for them to give me their best. I want these guys on the Eagles to do whatever it takes so they can access and tap into that inner excellence. That's what I'm looking for. Everybody got different things they do to tap into their greatness. And you don't get to the NFL without having some dog in you. You don't. And you don't last in the NFL if you ain't got it in you. Because they can't coach dog. They can't coach that. They can't coach a beast in you. Don't get it twisted. Saquon is a nice guy. But he'll take your fucking head off. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, right? Even if you are trolling, okay, that's cool. But you got to be prepared for what come back at you when you do that. See, that's the thing. You can't be a troll and then try to dictate the terms of engagement. You can't do that. You can't. You can be a troll all you want. You can be a troll all you want. It's some people who are serious, though. And that's the thing. It's some people who are serious. Did y'all see Greg Jennings on live TV yesterday? Did y'all see Greg Jennings? No disrespect to Greg Jennings. No disrespect, brother. No disrespect. I know you're a Super Bowl champion. No disrespect. But keep your suit and tie on. Keep your suit and tie on. I loved what Michael Irvin had to say about the situation. I loved it. Everybody got an opinion about what he should be doing. It's always the ones who never did something at that level before. It's whatever, though. It's whatever, though. It don't matter because at the end of the day, Everybody, opinions are like opinions are a dime a dozen. They're a dime a dozen. And also, look, man. We know damn well these networks need us. But let's keep it real. Let's keep it real, y'all. We know these networks need us. The networks need the NFC East. The networks need the Eagles. The networks need the Cowboys. The networks need the Commanders. The networks need the Giants. They need the NFC East. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. They need us. We pay the bills. We keep the lights on. Believe it or not. So they're going to make something out of nothing. They're going to overanalyze everything that the Philadelphia Eagles do. Think about it. They're spending more time talking about a team that won by double digits than the time they're spending on quarterbacks who threw 3 interceptions in a game, guys who are getting paid more than Jalen Hurts. You see, these networks, they pick and choose. They love talking about the money, but it depends on whose money they're talking about. They love saying, you paying this guy $50+ million, and he gave you that. They love talking about that. But last time I checked, Justin Herbert is getting paid more than Jalen Hurts through 4 interceptions. Jordan Love, I believe, is the highest paid quarterback in football through 3 interceptions and lost. I'm trying to understand that at the end of the day, you guys, it don't matter what we do. Win, lose, draw, irrelevance, they're going to use us. And they're going to nitpick every scab that we may have. They're going to nitpick everything about us. They're going to make the smallest thing a big thing. That's just our sad reality. You want to know why they don't talk? See, again, think about it. We're talking about Jaden. We're talking about AJ Brown reading a self-help book, a sport. You know what? The league, these media guys, they like to pretend that they take mental health seriously. They like to pretend, but they really don't. It's all for marketing dollars. It's all to be politically correct. These guys don't give a damn about these guys' mental health. These guys on national TV, they don't care. They don't care about these guys' mental health. They really don't care. They pretend like they do. They want you to believe that they do. They don't give a damn about these guys' mental health. They don't. They don't. We've seen, like last year and the year prior, and I think 2022, we've seen moments where AJ Brown can get bothered on the sideline. We've seen it, right? And maybe we've come up with our own narratives as to why. But we've seen AJ Brown be emotional on the sideline. We've seen it. And this season, he hasn't been that. Now, we may have seen a camera cut of him just sitting on the sideline looking a little dull, right? We may have seen that, but as far as like making a scene, we haven't seen that this year. They don't care about these guys' mental health. All they care about is the ratings. All they care about is what these guys can do for them. But when you see a player trying to keep his composure and keep his mentals in check in a high stakes environment, why are we criticizing that? Oh, I'm sorry. Would it have been better if it was on the iPad or if it was on the Kindle or a Microsoft Surface? You see that's what it's really about. The league ain't got no money, and the league ain't got no money invested in it. So therefore, it's a problem. And now I got my tinfoil hat on. But like I said, I bet you know what? AJ Brown, maybe if you bring it on a Kindle or if you download the book on a Microsoft Surface, nobody will pay you no mind, bro. That's what you got to do, bro. You got to download the art. You know what Steve Smith said? Steve Smith said in the middle of games when he was on the sideline to keep himself composed in high stakes environments, high stakes situations, he would have earphones in his ear, and he would play jazz music, but you wouldn't never know because he'll have his helmet on. He said I used to play jazz music in my ears when I was on the sideline because it kept me composed. And I grew up listening to jazz music with my grandfather, and that was my calm space. That was my safe place, and it always centered me. It always centered me through turbulent times on the sideline. Steve Smith said that. He was talking to James Palmer on Underdog Sports. Different players have unique things they do to keep themselves centered, to keep themselves grounded. But again, I say, hey, AJ, download the audio book or download it on a Kindle or a Microsoft Surface. Hey, they ain't gonna be on your back next time, brother. Make sure you got it on a Microsoft. You know the league, they invested in Microsoft, or Microsoft is invested in the NFL. So if you got it on there, hey, maybe they won't be so hard on you. They won't be so hard on you. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, somebody said it best. Where is it? Matt Weeks says AJ gets emotional because he wants to win. And that's the thing. AJ is passionate about winning. He knows. See, AJ is used to being a part of winning formulas, right? When he was in Tennessee, believe it or not, they were in the playoffs a lot. And he was fortunate to get traded to Philly, where we're usually in the playoffs. So I want a guy on my team who's passionate about winning, who wants to be a part of who wants to be involved. I want guys that play with fire. I would never, ever try to take the beast out of their dog. Ever. Ever. But what you have to do, though, is learn how to tame it. You got to focus that. And that's what AJ Brown's been doing, man. So, we can leave it where it is. We can leave it where it is. I'm not going to beat a dead horse about it. You guys know how I feel about the whole AJ Brown thing. And make sure you guys continue to smash that like button. It means a lot. Our goal for the day is to get to 300 likes. That's our goal. And that goes for anybody. If you're watching the show after the fact, if you're watching the live stream, if you're listening on Spotify or Apple, you guys, the goal is to get this live stream, to get this show to 300 likes today. That's our goal. So let's get things. Let's do that. That's the goal for today. Let's do that. Let's do that. All right. Let's do that. All right, let me get to these super chats. And I'm going to read some of your comments as well. Make sure you guys smash that like button. I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II. You guys are tuned in to Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. All right. Scotty the Man T says, if it was Bosa reading, the media wouldn't care. Of course they wouldn't care. Thank you, Scotty. K. the Green says, Tyreek, Stephon Diggs, and Pickens combined ain't getting that amount of scrutiny AJ gets. Bro ain't acting like them. But also, AJ Brown is in a top 5 sports market. AJ Brown is on one of the most polarizing teams in football. The Philadelphia Eagles are the villain this year. We're the villain this year. We're the team that everybody is waiting to pounce on. We're the team that everybody is. Well, you know what they're going to say? They're going to. They're so simple-minded. They would even try to spin this. Hey, the Eagles lost that game against the Rams because AJ was reading on the sideline. They would try to spin it like that. But regardless, though, When you play for a team that's polarizing like the Eagles, it comes with the territory. But guys like Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, Pickens, who are literally guys who can be uncontrollable, guys that can really be a distraction. Come on, man. Thank you, Chaotic, for the super chat. B. Mills with the super chat. He said, Steve Smith, a former wide receiver, had the best review of AJ's book reading, and everybody else just reaching. Exactly. B. Mills, you're absolutely right. Steve Smith's breakdown of AJ Brown's situation was beautiful. I loved it. I really enjoyed it. I even enjoyed Michael Irvin talking about it when he was on the Herd. You know, Colin Cowherd said he didn't like it. You know, he's a guy with a lot of opinions. All of them don't matter. But Michael Irvin, a guy who knows what it's like to be a number one wide receiver, a guy that knows what it's like to have that pressure on you, a guy who was notoriously known in his career for being emotional and very passionate. He knows what it's like. Shout out to B Mills for the super chat, man. Soul on Wax with the super chat. Thank you, Soul. I appreciate you, brother. He says, what up, what up? Just checking in. Damn, I keep missing the 12 noon link-ups. Anyway, long story short, not concerned about AJ reading books. I'm done worrying about so-called drama. Not scared of the Rams. Let's go. Soul, I don't think none of us scared of the Rams, bro. I don't think any of us are scared of the Rams. We look at the Rams like they're in the way. They're just in the way. They're just in the way. You feel me? We ran on them before. We're going to do it again. They can't stop it. They're going to do everything schematically to stop it. They're going to stack the box like crazy. That's their only option, to stack that box. They're going to try to stack the box, and that's when A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert got to eat. They're going to try everything to keep Saquon Barkley bottled up. They're going to do it. But at the end of the day, you can't overcommit. You can't commit everybody. You can't put everybody in the box. At some point, that's why it's going to be so important for the Eagles to win first down. You got to win first down. Thank you for the super chat, Soul. Ace Boogie says, what up, OG? What happened to the stream with Philly Mike? I don't know, man. We'll work on it another time, though. No big deal. We'll work on it another time. Just as a reminder, you guys, our goal for today is to get to 300 likes. That's our goal. So if you're just coming in, make sure you guys smash that like button immediately before you get too comfortable. Really helps the show grow. Really, really, really helps the show grow. So thank you guys for locking in the way you guys do. Ace Boogie, thank you for the super chat too. Green Wingman, he says there's a fine line between being passionate and being a diva. That being said, who got the book once it was shown during the Green Bay game? That's a good question. A lot of people got that book. They said the sales of the book went up 58 million%. They said that book went from being ranked in the 500,000 range to being number one on Amazon. That book's publisher, they are happy as hell. And you can tell AJ Brown's been reading that book for a long time. He even pulled national reporter James Palmer to the side and said, hey, James, what's going on? Hey, look, I'm going to show you something. This, I know it's a lot of people talking about it, but this is the book I've been reading. I want you to take a picture of this. Like, check it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of people acting like AJ Brown is just this angry dude, bro. I'm tired of it, bro. I'm tired of it, man. I know what that's like, bro. I know what that's like. For people to think you angry all the time. For people to think that you got an attitude about everything. To have to think twice and three times about how your face look all the time. Like that shit is frustrating. That thing is frustrating. People thinking you angry all the time. People thinking you frustrated all the time. I'm like, if you don't know what that's like, then I can't even really explain it to you. I know what that's like. I know what that's like. I used to have to deal with that in high school sometimes. And look, and guess what? It came from people I love, my friends. Hey, Tone, you good? Yeah, I'm good. I'm just chilling. I'm good. because your face is blank or you're not. Yeah, I'm good. Like even listen, even my own family members, people I love dearly, my own family members. See, I can get really passionate about things, and sometimes it comes off as aggression or being mean or whatever. And I'm like, no, I'm not angry. I'm just passionate about this. I'm not mad about nothing. You know what I'm saying? When that game was over, AJ Brown was elated. He was excited. They won a playoff game. You know, they was talking to Saquon and Devontae. They was happy. They was jovial. You know what I'm saying? They was jovial. And to be honest, man, some people don't know how to handle that. Thank you for the super chat, Green Women. I really do appreciate that. All right, let's see where we at. So, like I said, man, I think Saquon is going to go off. I think AJ Brown is going to have a hell of a game. I really, really do. I think Saquon rushing for over 150 easily. I think the Eagles are going to have over 200 rushing yards. I think AJ goes for over 100. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I think it's going to be a movie with those boys. I think it's going to be a movie. I'm telling you right now. Jared Verse, duck your head. Kobe Turner, duck your head. Braden Fisk, duck your head. Matthew Stafford, stay in the house. Cooper Kupp, stay in the house. Puka, stay in the house. It's a war outside that you're not safe from. You're not safe. You're not safe. I don't wish for nobody to get hurt, but you saw what happened to the Green Bay Packers, right? I don't wish for guys to get hurt. I don't pray for that. I don't hope for that. But you saw what happened to Green Bay last time they was in the city, right? You saw what happened to them, right? I promise you, I don't want nobody to get hurt. I want everybody to finish the game healthy. But come correct. Hand down, man down. Remember back in the day when the OG started shooting, they'd go to the old ladies. Hey, listen, take the kids in the house. The OGs say, hey, young boy, go in the house. They're about to start shooting. I grew up in that era. I was the last era where they used to tell the young kids, they used to tell the moms and kids, hey, take the kids in the house. They shooting outside. I grew up in the early 2000s. I was born in 1994. I remember early 2000s. I grew up in the projects, Raymond Rosen projects, 23rd and Diamond, 23rd and Dolphin. I grew up in those projects. I remember back in the day, the old heads used to be like, hey, take the kids in the house. They better start shooting. I remember that. So all I'm saying is, duck your head, LA. Rams, duck your head. Duck your head. You know what I'm saying? My aunt used to live in Johnson Homes. PHA Projects, Johnson Homes. Right there on Norris. Yeah. It used to get cracking out there. Tell the Rams to duck their head. Tell them to duck their head. You feel me? My man Cody, he says, people criticize the most humble guys the most, shaking my head. Bro, they do. Because you quiet and you don't really make no noise. It's because you quiet. That's all. Greeny says, and it's supposed to snow in the forecast. Thank you for the super chat, Cody. I appreciate you, brother. Tell Figgy I said what's up. Yeah, Greeny, it's supposed to snow. That's the word. That's the word. It's supposed to snow. All right, let's see. My man Antonio Albert says, he said, body bag Sunday. I like that. Rome said, yo, my bro, he said, my bro a Rams fan. He finna be heated. yo, Rome, tell your brother to duck. Tell your brother to duck. Irvin James said, True Street, Dogtown. Yeah. That girl Nick said, Bartram. Yeah. It used to get cracking in yo, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest. My mom never let me go to Bartram. Never. I never went to Bartram. I ain't play down there. I ain't play down there. I ain't play down there. I ain't play down there at all. Hey, Neek. Hey, Neek, I ain't play down Bartram. I'm good. I ain't never went down Bartram. No, I ain't play down there. They got it cracking in Bartram. Oh man. Most of my family went to listen, and now I'm really getting into the Philly weeds, but most of my family went and graduated from Strawberry Mansion High School. See, I'm from that part of North Philly. 33rd and York, you know what I'm saying? Like Ridge Ave, Arizona Street, Dolphin, Diamond, I'm from that part of North Philly. You know what I'm saying? Like most of my family went to and graduated from Strawberry Mansion. You know what I'm saying? Now, full transparency, my mom said, listen, you ain't going to Strawberry Mansion. You ain't going to Dobbins. You know what I'm saying? Dobbins, what's Dobbins? What is that? 22nd and Lehigh? Right? That's Dobbins, I think, right? My mom was like, nah, you ain't going there. My mom was like, nah. My mom said, you ain't going to MLK. My mom said, nah, you're going to WB Saul High School. I went to Saul. My mom said, listen, you going up Henry Avenue. You going to that school with the farm across the street. My mom was not playing. But I had to catch the bus home every day, back to the hood. You know what I'm saying? My mom was not playing. She said, listen, she said, we live here, but you ain't going to school down here. Facts. Facts. Like my mom said, you ain't going to school down there, brother. At all. Oh, man. Some uncle says, bro, I'm with the Saul. Oh, yeah, what year you graduate, bro? I graduated from Saul in 2013. I graduated from Saul in 2013. Oh, so uncle said 09. Oh, yeah, you were OG. OG. When I was going in, you was leaving. When I was going in, you was leaving. Shout out to you, though. Hector Maldonado, he said Badlands. Oh, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. The messenger said Boots Ennis with the Saul. Yeah. He was a year behind me. I went to school with Boots. I went to school with Jerron Ennis. I was a sophomore. He was a freshman. When I was a senior, he was a junior. Like, he was a year, he was a year behind me. I went to school with Core. I went to school with I went to school with Jerron Ennis. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of y'all know who Core is if you listen to music, if you listen to hip hop. Yeah, Core was a year ahead of me. When I came in as a freshman, he was a sophomore. And when I was a sophomore, Jerron Ennis was a freshman. Rome, you taking it back, bro. He said back when Jams was called Wow. Bro, if you from Philly, Wow, yo, damn, Rome. Oh man. Anyway, I'm getting too deep in the weeds. I'm digging too deep into like my Philly vibe. I grew up going to Wow, and then they turned it to Jams, and now it's called what's it called now? Like the skate. What is it called? Like the skate rink of America. It's something crazy now. Wow was the original nightclub for kids. The late night, like Wow on the late night. Wow on the late night. Oh yeah. What they call it now, though? It was Wild, and they changed it to Jams, and now it's something else. I don't know what they call it now. Oh, we got a Rams fan. Okay, shout out to Junie. Hold up, we got a Rams fan. Okay, Junie. Junie says Rams fan from Brooklyn, living in Philly, and fly to most home games, including watching my boys win the Super Bowl in person. Shout out to Junie. Shout out to Junie. Listen. I don't really. What is it? I don't see too many of y'all, so I appreciate you for locking in. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for locking in. Means a lot. Hopefully you like the content. I know I can be a little overzealous, but I'm glad you're here, Junie. I'm glad you're here. And thank you for supporting the show. If you haven't already, make sure you smash that like button. Thank you. I appreciate it. But I just think that the Eagles running game is just going to be a little too, I think it's going to be too much. Like, I think it's going to be too much for the Rams to really defend. Like, okay, let me look at these numbers again from last time they played, right? Last time the Eagles played the Rams, the Eagles put up 481 total yards. They averaged 7 yards per play. They rushed for over 300 yards. And Saquon had 2 70-plus yard touchdowns. Like, I just have a hard time believing that they're going to be able to stop our rush attack. And honestly, listen, last time we played them, we didn't have Devontae, we didn't have Goddard, and we didn't have Slay, I think, right? We didn't have Slay. I don't think Slay played in that last game when we played the Rams. Let me double check that. No, he played. I'm sorry, he played. Who didn't we have? Last time we played them, we didn't have Devontae and we didn't have Jalen. We didn't have Devontae. Oh, we had Goddard. Okay. So last time we played them, we didn't have Devontae. Who else we didn't have? Okay, Craig said he started, but he got hurt. All right, so we lost Slay mid-game, right? We didn't have Devontae Smith. It's just going to be a different matchup. And we caught them when they were at their healthiest. We caught them at their healthiest. They were healthy as a horse. They were healthy when we played them. Mailata, that's who it was. Thank you, Ace. We didn't have Mailata last time. We didn't have Mailata. That's who it was. And BG went down. Come on, man. Come on. And that running back they got, Kyron Williams, is a fumbling machine. He's a fumbling machine. No, Goddard played. Goddard played. Goddard played. Goddard definitely played. And by the way, y'all, just as a reminder, last time Mailata played? Okay, I'm confused now. Shit, y'all confusing me. Because I don't remember. I don't remember. I listen, one thing for a fact. Okay, y'all confusing me now. Damn. Okay. Let's start over. Let's start over. For the one person we know for a fact, we didn't have Devontae Smith. That was a fact. We didn't have Devontae Smith. Is there a way for me to find out who was inactive that day? I remember now. Okay, so Smitty was out. Smitty was the only one. All right. Okay. Soul on Wax with a super chat. He says, you might have touched on this already, but how much will losing to Kobe Dean be a factor moving forward? Oh, Soul on Wax. Thank you for reminding me. So it's definitely going to be a factor. So I'm not even going to sit here and act like it's not. It's definitely going to be a factor. But I trust Vic Fangio, and I trust him to get these guys ready. Okay. Okay, all right, I'm looking at it now. Okay, so Devontae Smith was the only person that was out. Okay. Devontae Smith was the only person out. Oh, shoot, my bad, Scotty. I missed a couple of them. My bad. I got you. Okay. Scotty says, Lower Marion repping. We straight wax everybody in basketball. Shout out to Lower Marion, man. Ain't that where Kobe went? I think Kobe went to Lower Marion, right? Shout out to Lower Marion, man. All right. And who else was it? Junie. Junie says Hurts is the screen and dump off king. That's how we don't really throw screens like that, so I don't know what that means. But anyway, he said Hurts is the screen and dump off king and is unable to fit the ball in tight windows. He's nowhere the bread baller. He's nowhere the bread. Oh, he's nowhere bread the baller Stafford is. Let's talk about it. Well, I don't think anybody would ever say Jalen Hurts is a better pure quarterback than Matthew Stafford. I don't think anybody would ever make that misconception. I don't think anybody would ever get that misconstrued. Matthew Stafford is a better thrower of the football than Jalen Hurts. That's not a question. I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if anybody even in this live stream would even make that claim. That's not even a question. That's not a question. So, I mean, like they're not even in the same class in terms of quarterbacking. So, I mean, thank you for the super chat for sure. But and also, by the way, I've seen my quarterback fit the ball in tight windows quite often, so I don't really know what that's about either. And that's just how he plays. You know, Matthew Stafford is a drop back quarterback. Hurts is a dual threat and mobile quarterback. So they play the position differently. But yeah, I don't think that was ever a conversation. Let's talk about Sean McVay and Vic Fangio, though. Let's talk about that, Junie. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how your coach hasn't beaten my coach or my DC. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about that. My cousin with the Imhotep. But let's talk about that, Junie. Sean McVay can't beat Vic Fangio. Hasn't beat him yet. McVay hasn't beaten Nick Sirianni yet. That's a fact. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Oh, man. Shout out to you, Junie. I appreciate you. Dark Matter says, Van Gogh Fangio about to paint another masterpiece. Facts, man. Facts. That's a fact right there. But yeah, man, not having the Kobe Dean, not having the Kobe Dean is going to be a change for us. But I fully anticipate that Vic Fangio will coach up whoever's out there. I think he's going to play Jeremiah Trotter Jr. He's already kind of gave us that idea. He's already kind of given us that idea. And also, the Rams, they love moving their guys in motion. This is going to be a game of high discipline. High discipline. This is going to be a game about eye discipline for sure. Let me throw this at y'all too, by the way. Did you guys know that Jared Verse only generated 1 pressure on 19 pass rushes when he played against Jordan Mailata? That's his fewest pressures he's given up in the game. Shit, I could bring it on screen for you if you don't believe me. Check this. Hold on. Let me zoom in on this. Check that out. It says here, Jared Verse generated just 1 pressure on 19 pass rushes in week 12 when he went up against Jordan Mailata. Over the course of the season, Verse recorded 76 pressures, which is 4th most in the NFL and 2nd most by any rookie in the season. It says Jared Verse matched up against Jordan Mailata on 13 of his 19 pass rushes in week 12 and recorded his lone pressure while doing so. This ain't what you want. I'm telling you. This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want. Look at this. Darius Williams against A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown hauled in 6 of 7 targets for 109 yards and a touchdown against the Rams in week 12, with 4 of his receptions and 86 yards coming against Darius Williams. Come on, man. It says here, this is just crazy. Look, check this out, man. It says Saquon Barkley gained 162 of his career high 255 rushing yards after contact against the Rams in week 12. It says Barkley also recorded 93 yards before contact, marking just the 7th time a player generated 75 plus yards before contact. Bro. Come on, man. Do they really think They've changed so much. Like, seriously. This is not a good matchup for them. I'm sorry. Like, this game is going to be won and lost in the trenches. We know this. And last time we had 5 sacks on them boys. 5 of them. 5 of them, man. 5 of them. Yo. It's going to be rough for Matthew Stafford. Yo, listen. Yo, Jordan Mailata going to be Jordan Mailata going to have his foot on Jared versus neck. He going to have, yo, listen. Jordan Mailata going to have Jared versus like,
what the hell? Oh my God, no way.
Yo, it's going to be crazy for Jared Verse. It's going to be a sad day. It's going to be a sad day for Jared Verse and them boys, man. Yo. I promise you, I'm not sleeping on them boys, but you can't. He didn't grow. He didn't grow since that game. He's still the same size. Like, they're going to be going up against an offensive line filled with all pros and Pro Bowlers. And another all-pro running back. Saquon Barkley generated over 90 yards before contact. Before contact. Think about that. Like really put that in perspective. Saquon Barkley had over 160 yards after contact. He had over 90 yards before contact. It's going to be a long day for them boys, man. Dark Matter says, did you see that hype video, Boots? Hell yeah. Listen, I like that more than the Les Hunt hype video. That Boots Eagles hype video, that thing gave me chills. I think that's better than the Les Hunt video, if you ask me. That may be an unpopular opinion, but that Boots Eagles hype video is way better than the LaShawn McCoy one. Way better. My man S. Blunt, he says right now the Rams are practicing in a nice stadium with no elements. They got to fly. They got to fly to the East Coast in the snow and get pushed around by our offensive line. Listen, I'm glad you brought that up, S. Blunt. Remember, they had to fly to Arizona. Then they got to fly back to Inglewood, fly back to LA. Then they got to fly over to the East Coast. That's a tough proposition. That's not an easy situation for them to be in. That's not an easy situation for them to be in. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate y'all, man. You know, but overall, I expect the Rams to give it their best shot. Don't get it twisted. I don't think the Rams are going to lay down. You know, don't get it twisted. The Rams are not going to lay down. But I just think they're outmatched. They're outmatched. Where are we at? So, as of right now, let's see where the like button is. Hold on. So, as of right now, we got 158 likes. The goal for the day is to get to 300, right? We may not get there during the live stream, but that's okay. I want to make sure that even if you're watching this show after the fact, right? Even if you're not necessarily watching it live right now, I want to make sure you guys hit that like button. That like button is really important in the grand scheme of things. So make sure you guys stay active on that. All of my people listening on Apple Podcasts, all of my people listening on Spotify, I appreciate y'all too. If y'all can, go to the YouTube side as well and hit that like button. Rome says Shady don't really believe in Hurts like that. I could tell. Oh yeah, I could tell too. I could tell too. That's fine though. That's fine. Oh, by the way, I want to show you guys something because there's a misconception about this referee crew that we got to go up against. I know there's a narrative out there. There's a narrative out there that the Eagles are going to be behind the 8 ball because of the officiating crew, right? But I want to show you guys something. And my man Gate City dispelled this. And I really want to show you guys something. You know the whole narrative about Sean Smith and his referee crew and how the Eagles don't win when they play him or play with him? That's a misconception. Let me show you guys something. So check this out. So y'all saw this tweet, right? It says here, Sean Smith is refereeing the Philadelphia Eagles Los Angeles Rams game this weekend. The Eagles have not won a game with Smith officiating in all their games since 2023. 3-0. Smith was the ref who wrongfully ejected C.J. Gardner-Johnson this season. Okay, he did eject C.J. G.J. That's a fact, right? But here's the misconception. Here's Sean Smith, by the way. So the misconception is the Eagles have not won a game with Sean Smith officiating. That's not true. Shout out to my man Gate City, who always does the work. Shout out to my man Gate City, who does the work. My man Gate City, Steve Hyder, he retweeted this, and this is what he had to say. He said, "Why do people do this? Like all of this verifiable information, and according to the NFLpennies.com, it's not accurate at all." He says, "We got all this information that we can verify, and we still putting out inaccurate stuff." He says, since 2022, they have Sean Smith as officiating 3 Eagles games, and the Eagles are 2-1. Beating Green Bay in 2022, beating Kansas City in 2023, and losing to Washington, the game we saw. There's a thread here, by the way. He says, now Sean Smith and his crew did eject C.J. Gardner-Johnson. That's true. However, a quick search would show that this crew is reactionary to dead ball penalties, unnecessary roughness, unsportsmanlike calls, etc. Sean Smith's crew is also fast on the whistle for procedure penalties. It says here, according to NFL Ref Stat, and this is Gate City, according to NFL Ref Stat 1, Sean Smith's crew is pretty lenient on third down. At one point, they only had a 15% penalty rate. The league average is 21.6%. Also, Eagles fans, the Rams are 2-1 too when Sean Smith called their games. He could 22-23's Rams. He called the 22 and 23 Rams and Seahawks games. So again, yeah, Sean Smith is the guy who did eject C.J. G.J. But to say that the Eagles don't win when he's calling the games is a flat out lie. That's not true. This is why it's important to do your research and be careful where you get your information from. It's really, really important. It's really, really important. You got to be careful where you get your information from, y'all. So I wouldn't worry about the whole referee thing. As a matter of fact, he's more lenient than most. He's going to let him play. He's going to let them play. Simple as that. Simple as that. And I promise you, I don't care who the ref is. I promise you, you can put anybody out there.
We do not care.
It don't matter who you put out there.
We do not care.
We don't. We don't. We know what this is going to be. We know exactly what this is going to be. Body bag season. Body bags. We're going to have these boys doing snow angels. You feel me? Where we at? We got 241 people locked in. We got 174 likes in the building. Hey, listen, let's try to get to 200 then before we get out of here, because I'm about to get out of here, you guys. So smash that like button. Let's try to get to 200 likes before I get out of here. Let's get to 300 likes as a total, though. Let's get there. But if you haven't hit that like button already, make sure you smash it. All right? You guys are tuned in to Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II. Let's try to get to 200 likes before we get out of here, you guys. Let's try to do that. My man Devontae in the building, he said, "Hey, Tone, it might snow Sunday. We are getting the Saquon Bowl." I like that. I like that. I like that, man. Listen, if it snows, that's in our favor. The Rams don't have a consistent run game. Their running back is prone to fumble the ball. Our running game travels. It's consistent. We got the offensive line to bully you. We got that line to bully you. This is a game not meant for the Rams. They are going to be out of their element. Out of their element. So for anybody who thinks the Rams got a chance,
Shut up!
please, because they don't. They don't. They don't. Shout out to my man Devontae with the super chat. Appreciate you. All right. We got 184 likes. We need 16 more likes, y'all. We need 16 more likes. If you haven't hit that like button already, make sure you guys smash that like button. Let me ask y'all a question before we get out of here. How many rushing yards do you guys think Saquon puts up? How many rushing yards? Honestly, I think Saquon gonna rush for like 150, like 170, like 175. I really do. I think Saquon gonna rush for 175, yo. I really, really do. I'm not even trying to be funny. I am not trying to be funny. I think Saquon is gonna rush for he's gonna rush for between 150 and 175. I'm with y'all, 150 plus. I'm with y'all on that. I'm totally with y'all on that. All right, how about this? How many total rushing yards will the Eagles have as a team? How many rushing yards will the Eagles have as a team? How many rushing yards as a team? Remember, last time we played them, we had over 300 rushing yards. Last time we played them. How many rushing yards as a team that we're going to have? That's Saquon, that's Kenny, that's Hurts, all of that. Jose Serrano says, our game hit the jackpot with the cart. Our GM hit the jackpot with Carter, Dean, Smith, Quinyon, DeJean, and now possibly Trotter Jr. Is there any GM better? I think not. You know, Howie Roseman is definitely top 3, and he ain't 3. You know, some people will argue Brett Veach. Some people will argue Les Snead, right? Some people will argue him. You know, he's at the Rams and whatnot. But I'm telling you, Howie Roseman is top 3, and he not 3. Top 3, and he not 3. Shout out to my man, Jose Serrano. You're so right about those players, man. You hit on Carter, Dean, Smith, Quinyon, DeJean. And I think Trotter gets a start. I really do try to get the start. I really do believe Trotter gets that start. Rex Siang says the Eagles are going to rush for over 300 yards. Reek says 300. Sweet Chin Music says about 220. Callie Green says 200. Dank Bird Gang says 230. My man Figgy, what's good, brother? It's my guy. It's my college. It's my best friend, man. My brother, my family, man. Shout out to my man Figgy. Me and Figgy went to college together. Figgy said Saquon rushing for over 150. I agree with you, bro. And I think the Eagles as a team going to rush for over 200 easily. Easily. They might rush for 250, if I'm being honest. They might rush for 250. We're going to have that. Yo. I'm telling you. That Rams defensive line, it's going to be a rough day. That Rams defensive line going to be trying to hit the panic button. That Rams defensive line going to be on the sideline screaming.
What the hell? Oh, my God. No way.
Oh, my God. They're going to be on the sideline hurting. They all speed, no power. It's like, no, Jared Verse got some power to him for sure, but they're small speed guys. But the thing is, the Eagles' offensive line, they're agile. Jordan Mailata, Lane Johnson, like all those guys are quick. Benjamin Moore says they rushing for over 300. My man S. Blunt brought up a good point. He said, now, keep in mind, we can't throw because of the snow. They will have 9 in the box. That's true. Now we also don't know how much snow we're going to get. Somebody said it's going to come towards the back end of the game, whatever it may be. You still going to have to throw that ball. But I just think the way we play, we're better suited for this game than they are. The way we play. I think the way we play, as Blunt, to your point, I think we're better suited for this matchup. We're much better suited for this matchup. And also, as Blunt, let's not pretend they stacked the box last time we played them. Last time we played them, we was able to we did what we did, and they stacked the box. Am I tripping when I say that? They stacked the box last time we played them, and it still went how it went. I think on both of those 70-yard touchdowns by Saquon, the box was stacked. Oh, man. Shout out to Paul. Hold me down, man. Hold your head, Paul. Hold your head. Thanks for supporting the show. Hold your head. Son says every team stacked the box. That don't mean nothing. Let's see where we at, man. Boom, we hit our goal partially. So we hit 200 likes, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. We're about to get out of here, y'all. Let me get to these final super chats, and then we gone. Let's see where we at. Brandon Lewis, my guy. He says Rams are gonna play like they got fire lit under them. They can try. You see, all that fire was wasted on the Vikings. All that fire that they got or that they playing with, they shot their load. Pause. But Brandon, to your point, man, I have so much faith in our defense. I have so much faith in what we're able to do on offense. I think the Eagles are going to really, really clean up the mistakes from last week. I really do. Like, we beat a team by double digits, and we didn't even play our best game. We didn't even play our best game, and we beat them by double digits. So Brandon, I feel bad for them, man. I don't mean no harm. Oh yeah, Dank. Yeah, you're right. That is no pun intended. No pun intended. Seriously, no pun intended, man. Sending prayers and sending my condolences to people over there in LA with the wildfires. Yeah. Definitely a poor choice of words. Hey, blame Brandon. Blame Brandon. Thank you for the super chat, Brandon. Blame Brandon. But anyway, y'all, thank you guys so much for locking in on the content. Thank you guys for supporting the show the way you guys do. It means a lot, goes a long way. I can't wait until this game. I'm super excited to see what the outcome is going to be. I'm super excited just to watch it. So make sure you guys stay locked in on the content. Today was really, really, really fun. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed. And all my people watching after the fact, all my people who may be listening on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, right? Make sure you guys give me a good review on there. Give me 5 stars. Make sure you guys give me a 5 out of 5. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure you guys follow. Make sure you guys are subscribed to YouTube. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. We got to hit 300 likes before the day's over, right? We got to make sure all you guys take care of business, right? We passed 200 likes today, so I'm happy about that. I appreciate y'all so much. So again, you can catch the content any and everywhere, man. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, whatever you got to do is right there for you. Scotty the Man T says we got like 4+ turnovers each game the last 5. Exactly, bro. We forcing turnovers like crazy. And the Rams running back is a fumbling machine. We gonna get that ball. We gonna get that ball. Simple as that. Shout out to my man Scotty. Thank you for the super chat. Anyway, thank you guys for locking in the way you guys do. Smash that like button. I've been your humble host, Tone DeShields II, and you guys have been tuned in to Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game.